crowd as we go into the first quarter of the 1985 second semi-final. It's between Hawthorn and Essendon from VFL Park. Neagle opening on the bench for Essendon, and that was certainly some sensation. Robertson and Abbott on the bench for Hawthorn. Line ball, the first bounce. Essendon through Baker into attack first. The mark at centre-half back taken by Schwab for Hawthorn. Gets it back to Morris, both of whom played good games last week. Wallace, his first possession of the day, onto Lester Smith, almost caught with the ball, breaks the tackle. High ball to half forward. Duckworth underneath it. Wood holding the ball, says the crowd. Umpire Peter Cameron doesn't agree, and he has decided to bounce it as Brereton gets up from that little skirmish.
I think the umpires will give the players a bit of latitude till they settle down, Pete, because it's going to be on for young and old before it's over here today.
First 10 minutes, I think, will be very crucial to the result of this game. Hawthorn can usually get off to a good start. No free kick for that. Ball comes out of the pack. Could almost be a free kick to Elshaw for one in the back. Bad hand pass. Wallace's kick is a short one, but the umpire has found a free kick this time. And it will be going to Essendon. And it will be taken by Elshaw. Williams. Duckworth on centre wing. A little bit slow, but then again he's not a stall gift winner. Left half forward flank. Wood takes the mark for Essendon. Gone for a short pass. Not a good one. Players down there were covered. Morris tackled high. Umpire has decided to get on the bounce. And Morris caught one.
As I told you, Pete, this is going to be on today because there's tremendous amount of tension between these two sides. Look at them having a go now.
So there's no doubt in my mind it should have been a free kick to Morris, and I can understand him getting upset. I cannot understand how the umpire missed it. You know, there is just no excuse for that one.
Particularly in this early stage of the game, Bob, because they've got to prove that they're in charge of the match.
Well, that's when you give free kicks, Lou. It's not when you let the game flow on.
That's when tempers become frayed, isn't it? Approaching the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. No score as yet.
He's got him off to a nasty start, Pete.
Yes, if they were G'd up before, they'll be even more so now. A bounce. Half forward for Essendon. Free kick going Essendon. Ray saw that one.
Yeah, Merritt was grabbed, but he didn't have the ball by a mile, Pete.
No doubt about the free kick. And Big Roger a chance to put the first goal on the board.
And Merritt from about 45 metres out, just about directly in front. Pete said, a chance to put the Bombers' first score on the board. This is the second semi-final for 1985. There's the kick on its way. It's a beauty too. It's a goal. And that's given the Bombers a great start into this quarter by just over 2 minutes. And we see Essendon 1 goal, 6 points to Hawthorn yet to score.
Well, there was no doubt it was a free kick, but nonetheless, the free kick earlier should have gone to Morris, and the ball would have been at the other end of the ground. And so one mistake by the umpire, costing Hawthorn dearly, but Essendon very happy.
Plus the fact that would certainly boost up the team's morale, that free kick and goal. Knocked out by Matt, intercepted by Thompson, grabbed by DP a minute ago, but he soon got it. And look at those players throwing themselves into the fray there. Umpire's found another free kick. It'll go to Thompson. And number 26 has got the job of minding Matthews.
Matthews has started off on the ball, and so Thompson's on the ball as well.
We see the ball marked here by Vanderhaan. The Flying Dutchman lets it go up towards the full forward position. There's a good marking defence by Russo.
Now, why wasn't it 15 metres?
Well, he copped one on the way down that time. Short pass. It'll be okay. Matthews getting away from Thompson. Crowd hooting Matthews. I don't know what for. And the mark taken here by Buckenara. Buckenara shrugs his opponent off, sends the ball back to the centre of the ground. And believe you me, this is going to be on for these two sides before it's over today. Picked up by Timmy Watson. He's grabbed. He goes after the game. The umpire called play on. It's Langford and Watson, but Watson won't give in. And Langford knocks the ball back now to Wallace. He's been in everything so far. Loveridge back to Buckenara out there on the centre wing position. A long kick up there towards full forward. But it's Walsh coming in to take a great mark in defence. Little bit hesitant that time, goes for a kick out wide towards Madden on his own. He can't pick it up, the big fella. He goes down. Did he get one on the back? He knocks it back to Weston. Weston has plenty of time to get out there on his own and go for a pass. It'll be okay, and the ball is marked here by Hawker. Hawker out there at half-back. Essendon 1 goal, 6 points to Hawthorn yet to score. Up it goes towards Elshaw. By golly, he went hard at that time. Going for the boundary line. And Schwab knocks it out. Down went Russo. He's copped a couple of early ones, Russo.
Not too good.
Shook him up a bit.
I'll say it did.
It's going to be a pretty tough game. 1 goal, 6 points, Essendon. You see him going down there, but I think he'll be okay. 1 goal, 6 points, Essendon to Hawthorn. Not yet to score, just over the 5-minute mark of this first quarter of the second semi-final for 1985.
5 minutes gone. First quarter, Essendon the only goal on the board. That came from a free kick. Wind blowing, well, as we see it, towards the end that Essendon are kicking. It's a strong southerly. A real scramble out there. Handy finally picks it up for Hawthorn, hooks it back over his shoulder. 3 Essendon players are there, and Hawker takes a very easy mark. Gone for a hand pass to Folds. Walsh. Back to Hawker. Back to Folds. A little bit slow. Still got his kick in. Up to full forward. Morris and Harvey. Morris again. Wood missed him. Still a chance for Morris, and well played. Good long kick back towards centre wing. Merritt's there for Essendon. Byrne in front takes a good mark.
Now it's Merritt appealing for the free kick. Is getting it too.
That is a joke.
Fancy playing in front and you can't get the ball. Good lead, Salmon, fine mark. Excellent pass from Roger Merritt.
No doubt, Pete, this is the danger player for Hawthorn, from Hawthorn's point of view.
Yes, he's a confidence player. If he starts well, Hawthorn could be in big trouble. He's directly in front of goal.
And you notice they're giving him plenty of room down there, Bob. A little bit different to what Footscray gave Beasley last week.
Need to aim for the right goalpost, I'd reckon, judging from our position here. It's a shocker. Lucky to get the distance. Salmon doesn't usually kick like that. Van der Haar, great mark, is it? No. Dropping the ball.
Now that.
5 free kicks to 0 so far.
I think the rule book says you must have a reasonable chance. Now we see Byrne. Now what chance did Byrne have? Now they played on.
That was silly play as well. Schwab. Walsh and Brereton. Lester Smith. Left half-back flank. Up towards centre wing. Kennedy in front of Folds. Kennedy's kick is a short one. Duckworth should get there first for Essendon. He did, but he's lost it. Got a very unfavourable bounce. Down goes Madden. 6-0. Walker. Thompson. Thompson still inside the square. Long handball. It's effective. Baker. Wood. Essendon looking pretty at the moment. It's Weston. Shocking kick, though, by the former South Australian. It's out of bounds, I think, on the full. Yes, it is. And it will be a free kick to Hawthorn to be taken by Russo. He seems to have recovered from that rather hefty knock he got, and he'll take the free kick for Hawthorn at right half-back flank.
And we're just on the 8-minute mark of this first quarter. Essendon 1 goal, 6 points. Hawthorn yet to score. At the back of the pack, Wood goes in, spinning out as Wallace. He's starring again today so far. A mark dropped by Brereton, goes for a hand pass. It's a good one. Found Kennedy. Short pass again. This will be okay. Buckenara's got it about 50 metres out from goal. Should be a 15-metre penalty there, I thought.
I think Buckenara acted on that occasion, Lou.
Okay, waiting for Buckenara from about 50 metres out. A pretty acute angle. There's the kick on its way into the goal square. Duckworth, a strong mark. And this fella's a very strong player. Played the game of his life in last year's grand final. Won the Norm Smith medal for the best player on the ground. Short pass. Simon Madden's got that mark out there short of half back. Still 1 goal, 6 points Essendon. 15-metre penalty. Hawthorn being a little bit foolish. Ball back towards the centre of the ground. Getting into Oz. There's Merritt going through. Danaher comes out with the ball. Shoots it up over the half-forward line, and a good mark taken here by Harvey. Plays on. Balks his opponent beautifully. Has a snap at goal, but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. That deserved better because that was brilliant play on the part of Harvey then. 1 goal, 1-7. Essendon to Hawthorn yet to score. Mew with a little short kick in. Balks, he better get rid of it. It's a hurried kick. It's a bad kick. Up gets Wood deep here a minute ago using better judgment, but he's has to have a hurried kick. Back it goes to Kennedy. He was grabbed. Shrugs his opponent over to Wallace, starring in the centre. Back it goes now. A hand pass coming over from Langford. Back to Brereton. It's a bit long. Brereton runs into trouble. A hand pass to Matthews. A hurried kick. Weston. Oh, good play. A goal. Magnificent play by Dunstall. Beautiful interception and a goal. What a great bit of play by the old banana bender.
Yes, it was desperation plus, Lou, and he was completely out of position. There was nothing that the Essendon player in Duckworth could do But we see now the hand pass coming out to Brereton. We're watching the replay as Matthews snaps towards goal. And Weston it was who was waiting for it. And Dunstall, desperation plus. Excellent football.
Running on the centre bounce. 10.5 minutes gone. 1 goal, 7 points. Essendon to Hawthorn, 1 goal, 6 points.
Dunstall and Merritt, the goal kickers for their respective sides. Watson, one of the favourites for the Brownlow medal. Kick up towards full forward for Essendon. Elshaw, can he gather it in? He's close to the boundary line now. Usually good disposal from this fellow. Snapshot at goal, curling around, close. Mark van der Haar on the post.
He was going for a hand pass there. He could easily kick this goal without messing about with that sort of thinking, Bob.
Rush of blood, I think you'd call that.
But that's been the sort of play that's made Essendon what they have been. And in this occasion, though, I'm sure you'll find he'll have the shot.
To goal, 2 goals to Essendon. Van der Haar and Merritt, their goal kickers. Good mark to Van der Haar. Essendon 2-1, Hawthorn 1 goal at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter.
I think the big thing about the Essendon side too, they're so adaptable, Bob, because if Van der Haar, they're having trouble in defence, they can switch him down there, bring Weston or Duckwood down into attack too.
Excuse me, they certainly can. And as we watch on replay now, and, no matter when Essendon do have a few players down, they can, as you said, swing them around and not upset the balance.
7 points the difference in the first quarter, just past the 11-minute mark. Knocked down by Madden, picked up by Wallace, dominating, as Lou said, the centre position at the moment. Wallace has kicked a half forward for Hawthorn. Spoil from Thompson, almost effective. Gets it down to Folds, chance down there for Buckenara. In pursuit Hawker, Buckenara actually goes the wrong way, making good speed though. Loveridge, half forward. One of Hawthorn's best players in the latter part of the year. Good mark, fine pass, Dunstall the recipient. And Dunstall within kicking distance, he's about 35 to 40 metres out. And this fellow generally a good kick at goal. He's kicked one already.
We see again Dunstall making fine position. Kennedy was in the goal square screaming for it to come down, but Dunstall the chance of kicking his second goal.
Not with that kick, I don't think. Was it coming around? Not enough. One behind. So Dunstall has 1-1 to his credit so far, and that's the Hawthorn total. They drove Essendon by 6 points.
Conditions are blustery out there though, Pete, and it wouldn't be easy.
We can't see the Dandenongs now. I hope that shower of rain isn't forthcoming. Oh, good tackle out there.
Now that's deliberate.
It was on Duckworth.
That is deliberate. He had no intention of doing anything else but putting it out of bounds then.
Boundary throw in, right forward pocket for Hawthorn. Nonetheless, poor play from Duckworth, even if it wasn't free kicked. Baker. Bounce favours Van der Haar. Very clever. Got it on the watch.
I tell you what, he copped a heavy blow there too, Van der Haar, Pete.
He made it look heavy there.
Swab takes the mark at half-back. It will be a 15-metre penalty against Roger Merritt. And again, Hawthorn and Essendon aren't afraid to give away a few 15-metre penalties.
There's not a player closer to the goals than Swab right now, Pete.
Down the other end, yes, you can build a block of flats down there in front. Brereton knocked to the ground by Walsh. Picked up by Wood. He's tackled. No free kick. And it will be a bounce at half forward for Hawthorn at the 13.5-minute mark of the quarter.
And it's 6 points the difference in favour of Essendon.
6 free kicks to 1, and the only one Hawthorn got was out of bounds in the full.
Okay, here we go again. Wallace once again gets it back to Matthews. That's a strong mark. Thompson, number 26 for Essendon, got his hands full today, handling the old champ. Old Lethal Lee from about 45 metres out, just about directly in front, coming in for their second goal. There it is on its way. Won't make the distance. Kennedy couldn't hold that. It's finally forced through for 1 point. So it's 5 points the difference now. 2 goals, 1-13. Essendon to Hawthorn, 1 goal, 2-8. Into this first quarter by 14. And it's been a pretty torrid one so far. Not the classiest football in the world, but these matches never are. For the ball to come back, it's Foles going for a bit of a run around that back pocket position out there towards Watson. Dropped an easy mark, made hard work of that. Picked up by Clark. Clark kicks it out towards the open spaces. But there we see Lester Smith on his own. He gets around Merritt pretty easy. That wouldn't be hard to do. He's so big. Picked up by Swab. A hand pass coming over the Handley. Well intercepted by Baker. He's grabbed it. It'll be a free kick.
No doubt about that one, Luke.
Hawthorn are doing a few foolish things here today. That's why the free kicks are going their way. There's a pass. Has he got it? Now he called play, and I thought Danaher may have grabbed that, but it wasn't. He didn't get under it enough, and the umpire will ball it up around about the centre half forward position for Essendon, about 60 metres out from their goal. And they're in front by 5 points in this first quarter. Knocked out by Byrne. Wallace another. Oh, that was a fresh air shot. In goes Thompson. Gives Williams a hurried kick back to Salmon. Well intercepted by Mew. Knocked down to Lester Smith, having a great season. Back to Mew down there at half back, and the Hawks take the ball away from the danger zone. And it's a good free kick against Hawker. It should be a 15-metre penalty. He's called it back. My golly, I reckon that was a 15-metre penalty.
Should be more than that.
Got into his back and the back of his neck, you name it, he got into it. Russell Green with the ball now. He's got the 15-metre penalty. The ball back over the half-forward line. Ball knocked out. Matthews going through the pack. He's grabbed by Walsh. A beautiful tackle. That was a magnificent tackle by Walsh. A hand pass coming over to Foles. Foles takes the ball away from that half-back line. Back to the centre. A strong mark in the middle of the ground by Swabby. Knocked Dell short of the ground. Picked up by Lester Smith. He goes into attack. DiPietro Menegale. A strong mark. And he'd have a chance to score here from about 45 metres out. That's if he doesn't do anything silly. He's seen the lead. Everett comes up now to Buckenara. And what a great mark. Oh, that was a real goal he's got. The soccer crowd would go wild over that one. That was a great grab that time by Buckenara. Right on the boundary line, about 20 metres out from goal. You can see the angle. There's the kick. And it is a goal. So the scoreboard, 2 goals, 1-13 Essendon trailing Hawthorn. 2 goals, 2-14.
It's excellent play by Buckenara because he came from right around the opposite side of the ground. And there we see a beautiful shot there. Great camera work as Buckenara dived and took the mark. And so now Gary Buckenara, and you see, spearing the centre of the goals. Good play by DiPietro Menegale and Buckenara combined.
17 minutes got in the first quarter. Hawthorn by 1 point after that goal to Gary Buckenara. Merritt puts the body in, had the ball and then dropped it. Picked up by Loveridge. Baker can't get clear. It's a real scramble out there. Handley looks for a hand pass. Russo, Morris on left centre wing. Not a long kick by the Hawthorn half-back flanker. Matthews in front. Just about got the mark. Thompson. Short pass. Inboard to Madden. Williams at centre field. Offloaded by Loveridge. Morris.
Oh, golly.
Oh, now that's not a kick downfield.
I'll tell you what, he's a bit slow to play that, wasn't he, Bob? Well, very puzzling umpiring decisions at the moment. That's 7 free kicks to 1 in favour of Essendon.
The reason the kick went offline was because he did it as he kicked it.
So Essendon getting a charm right in that regard at the moment. Beautiful kick by Van der Haar. A good 60 metres off the hands of Byrne and through for 1 point. Now Van der Haar, a busy player on the Essendon forward line at the moment. He's already kicked a goal after a fine mark, and that levels the scores at VFL Park in the second semi-final. 14 points each of 2. Mew. DiPietro Menegale in front. Folds at the back, picked up by Wallace, who chips it in short up the centre wing. Wallace, Hawthorn's best player at the moment. On to Kennedy from left centre wing. Thompson, bad pass.
He had Langford on his own.
Thompson looking for a 15-metre penalty, but the umpire wasn't wearing it. Baker, he's off. Caught.
No, I didn't go over the mark, Pete.
Yeah, but he's quite happy to give away 15 metres because he was going to hand pass to Hawker.
Baker left half-back flank. Looking for Wood, finds him. Or Wood had the mark and then dropped it. Should have held that one. Green for Buckenara. Hand passes up to Dunstall, who's well upfield. Dunstall a short pass. The mark taken by Langford at half-forward in front of Duckworth. Langford, who's been doing a lot of ruck work for Hawthorn in the last few weeks and doing it well under tutelage from John Nichols. Thompson and Matthews again, backing up well as Hawker. Hawker's got the pace to get clear. He gets it over to Folds, and Folds gets Essendon out of danger.
And Hawthorn in trouble with the dash of the defence of Essendon at the moment down there in attack. A good mark taken out there by Nobby. Clark for Essendon. Out there on the centre wing position. That's a long kick looking for Van der Haar. He's got the sit here.
Beautiful mark.
Even was too long, showed strong judgment. If he's not careful, he'll lose it. He's got it out there at half forward, about 60 metres out. He's got a 15-metre penalty.
He'll kick it now and get the distance from this.
Well, he's a beautiful kick, and this distance wouldn't worry him now. It's just a matter of accuracy. And the score's a dead level at 14 points apiece. Into this quarter, the first by 20 minutes. Banderhaar's already kicked one goal, but this time it's a... Oh, Merritt's grabbed it. Merritt's grabbed the goal, Mark.
Point, I think.
I think it was a point because he took the second grab over the line, I would imagine.
Well,
no?
the umpire's closer than we are, and he said that it's a mark. Let's see what's happening now.
It's a point.
Took the second grab over the line.
Point.
Well, that's well judged, Bob Skilton. Let's see it again.
You watch on replay, the juggle and the second grab over the line.
Okay, the scoreboard, a point the difference in favour of Essendon. Out she goes there to Lester Smith, balked beautifully around Banderhaar. The kick is okay, marked by Morris, who played a great game last week, and he's off to a great start again today. Out wide to Russell Green. There's a bit of a clash here. Foles ducking the ball. He can't get clear. He gets a hand pass back to Timmy Watson. Another one over there to Nobby Clark. A short pass. Coming in to meet it now as Danaher smothers the ball, but Morris won't give him any latitude at all. Now Danaher tries to get out, but the umpire's decided to ball it up.
Thought Danaher might have got a free kick out of that one.
About 45 metres out from the Essendon goal. They're a point in front. By golly, this has been a tough game. Knocked out by Merritt. Coming out of the pack with showing a lot of strength with Williams. Had a snap at goal. Looking up there, it goes to Salmon and Mew, but Mew was in the way. Picked up by Lester Smith again. Goes for the boundary line. It's successful, and the ball is out of bounds. And there'll be a throw in about 60 metres around from the Essendon goal. Scoreboard, 2 goals, 3-15 Essendon to Hawthorn. 2 goals, 2-14 as we approach the 22-minute mark of the first quarter of the 1985 second semi-final. A crowd around about the 67,000 mark, I would say, today. A big crowd. Bit of juggling going on. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Loveridge, and the umpire receiving a few ironical cheers from the crowd.
Hawthorn's first free kick at the 22-minute mark of the quarter.
Well, there we see Loveridge getting a 15-metre penalty, driving the ball back out there, picked up beautifully by Handley. Shows a lot of pace, gets away from his own opponent. Brereton couldn't hold that one. Knocked away by Walsh. Comes back again to Foles. A hand pass coming out now to Baker, but Wallace has grabbed. That'll be a free kick, and Wallace to take the free kick. He got one to go on with too. He should get a 15-metre penalty. Let's see what happens here.
You've got to be kidding.
C&G's needed out there, Robert.
Well, it's Wallace with the ball now.
Now's the time you've got to watch it. Watch it from now.
Drives the ball back into attack. Oh, there's a great mark taken by Walsh. He's got the job of minding Brereton.
And doing an excellent job so far.
Got him well covered. A quick hand pass. Comes out to Thompson. Not doing a bad job down there in defence on Matthews either, as he takes the ball away with a long hand pass over there to Williams at half back.
Williams from left half back flank. Byrne went to the fist away. Hits it down to Watson. Watson caught. Russo.
Swab down.
He's down. He's not in great shape either, Swabby, at the moment. A couple being handed out. Russo brings the ball towards centre wing, trying to find Lester Smith, who also went down. Umpire says holding the ball. Well, some very puzzling umpiring decisions in the first quarter.
I'm glad... oh, well, I won't comment.
Elshaw looks for Merritt. Merritt too goes down. Ball still in play. Now it dribbles over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in Essendon's left forward pocket. Now Schwab's up on his feet again. And the umpire is coming in to have a few words to Schwab.
And we watch Merritt and Morris go down. And, no, we've missed it.
Knocked away by Merritt. Green, Handley. Back to Wallace. Buckenara marks on right centre wing. Kicked a beautiful goal before for Hawthorn. It's a play-on call from the umpire. He got over the mark. And Wallace gets number 2 for the day, and this one is seen by the umpire. And we applaud him for that. Wallace, Hawthorn's best player so far. And Walsh probably Essendon's best, doing a great job. And Brereton down there at half-back certainly has taken the points. Good
beautiful play, Harvey.
Yes, comes out to Merritt. Essendon through Clark, up towards half-forward. Elshaw, well shepherded. Elshaw on left centre wing. His disposal generally excellent, and look at that. Beautiful pass. That could have almost been a free kick or 15 metres, but Watson decides to play on to get it down to Merritt quickly, which he does so around Lester Smith. The big fellow fires at goal and has put it through. Great play, Roger Merritt. Essendon's third goal, and the Bombers lead by 7 points, 3-3 to 2-2 in the second semi.
He showed a bit of pace for a big fella too, Bob.
It was a magnificent goal, Lou. On replay now, and we'll really see the skills, not just of Timmy Watson, but of Roger Merritt now, as Merritt under pressure and hooked the ball, full pace, under pressure. That's a magnificent goal.
25 and a half minutes gone of the first quarter. 7 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Ball up. Knocked out by Byrne, picked up by Clark, then he loses. Wallace once again, he's had a million kicks in the centre already. And the first quarter's not over. Matthews spinning through the pack beautifully, like days of old. Over to Brereton, and a long shot at goal, and that deserves a goal, and it is a goal. Beautiful play on the part of Lethal Lee Matthews that time. He set it up for Brereton.
3-3-21 to 3-2-20 at the 25-minute mark of the quarter.
Excellent football by Matthews. As we watch on replay now, Terry Wallace once again getting the ball out of the centre. Matthews leading Thompson in the race for the ball, breaking a couple of tackles, and a lovely hand pass to Brereton, who finishes it off.
Just over the 26-minute mark. It's only a point the difference now in favour of the Bombers. Centre bounce again. Byrne against Matt. Byrne certainly doing a little bit better than he did last week, Bob, particularly in this early stage of the match.
Actually, last week he was off the ball very early, Lou.
There we see Baker getting the right bounce that time. Goes quickly from the pack down. A beautiful pass, and Van der Haas grabbed that at half forward. He's off to a great start today too. Looming up at one of the Hawks' dangers. Up there towards Salmon, flies. Couldn't grab that one. Timmy Watson goes in. He couldn't pick it up. And the umpire's going to ball this up for sure about 30 metres out from the Essendon goal. They're a point in front. We approach the 27-minute mark, and this quarter would be lucky to go 30 minutes, I would say. Ball up again. Byrne against Merritt. Knocked out by Merritt. Harvey couldn't pick that up. Ball pushed forward now. It comes up there towards Hanley. Grabbed by Wood. A hand pass coming out to Baker. Doesn't know where to go. He gets a hand pass out to Williams. Hooks it back, looking for the big fella Sam, and he's got it. Oh, luck's a fortune that time. He didn't mean to pass it there, but as it turns out, that's a perfect pass now.
It's all counted, Lou, as Williams got the ball forward and Salmon having the front position. And so whether you're tall or not, if you're in the front position, you've got the chance of getting those kicks. It might be just a little bit offline.
He's only about 15 metres out on a very slight angle, and a big chance to kick his first goal, and of course, it'll be the Bombers' fourth. Waiting on Paul Salmon, taking quite some time to kick this. You just about kick this through with your knee. There it is on its way. And right front of the result, it's a point. I reckon he took too long, even though he's looking disgusted about it. They take too long sometimes, and I think they lose concentration.
Well, Salmon always does do that, Lou. He does take a lot of time to line the ball up, and he's very deliberate in everything he does, and so when he kicks it, it's okay. If he misses it, you might be critical, but he always takes a long time.
2 points the difference. Lester Smith's kick, a short one. Well, Madden should be able to put this through from there. He's taken to the ground. No 15-metre penalty. Must have been close.
Is that the scoring end, or is it not?
I would say it is, Lou, but I think it's blowing across the ground, really.
Pass is on. The mark, is it taken? I'm looking at the umpire. He says yes. And Danaher has the mark in the left forward pocket. And as we read the breeze, Bobby'd need to have to aim for the right goalpost, wouldn't he?
Yes, he was trying to come right around the ground there as we watched them replay the mark. With rain pouring down at the moment. And, you know, the breeze, he's virtually almost kicking into the breeze from where he is at the moment. It's not an easy shot.
How does he read it? Pretty well, I'd say, judging by that kick. Split the gap. Goal. Danaher, great goal from that angle. Essendon a handy lead now at quarter time, or close to it. 4-4 to 3-2, the Bombers by 8.
That's an excellent kick, that one, because as I did say, he was almost kicking into the breeze. In fact, it's probably worse than that. It had the breeze coming across as well, and to put it through as Danaher did is a glorious kick.
29 minutes have gone in the first quarter. The 85-second semi-final. 8 points in favour of Essendon. 4-4 to 3-2. 2 to Merritt, 1 to Van der Haar, 1 to Danaher. The goal kickers for the Bombers. A knock-on by the skipper sees Lester Smith intercepting for Hawthorn. Wobbles the punt kick up to half forward. Who's there for the Hawks? Out comes Thompson. Walsh. Well, Walsh has had a few hand passes. I'm just wondering whether he had a kick so far. There was some doubt whether he was going to be fit. Passes up to Wood from Hawker. Umpire Tony Bryan says it will be a bounce on centre wing.
Of course, Walsh doesn't have to get a kick as long as he keeps Burton out of business.
That's
He's
right.
certainly doing that very well now and picking up a few hand passes himself.
There's the siren, 4-quarter time, just over the 30 minutes in duration. The Bombers with an 8-point lead, and at quarter time it's 4-4-28 to Hawthorn 3-2-20 at VFL Park. I tell you what, that was some of the worst umpiring decisions in that quarter I've seen for a long time. Gee.
You're going to give us the kicks, Paul? Who's that? Yeah, he's played well.
4 marks. Who's on him? Lester Smith, is he?
What about Wood? What's he at?
Ayres is on Vanaher.
Ayres.
Oh, he's not bad. What about Baker? Yeah. Nobby Clark? Fowles? Yeah. Williams? Yeah. Duck Merritt's played all right, hasn't he? Mark Thompson, what's he at? Yeah, Matthews hasn't played a bad game, really, has he? Madden? Walsh is very good. Watson? And Hawker.
Hawker's got 3 kicks. Yeah.
Harvey? Matthews, I'd give him a vote. Russo's had quite a few touches, hasn't he? Lester Smith. Yeah, good. DP a minute ago. Buckenara. Yeah. Morris seemed as though he was all right. Wallace, 14 kicks.
He's not bad, is he?
Dunstall, he did all right.
Yeah, well done.
Byrne doing all right. Yeah, Loveridge. Brereton, no good.
No,
Thanks,
Kevin, right, thanks, mate.
Yes, I'll get him for you now. You want on the thing.
Yeah, mate. Hello. Yeah, mate. Yeah, okay, mate. Okay, mate. No worries.
Langford, no good. Green, that was all right, isn't he? Swab. Kennedy. Hanley, struggle.
Clark went with Loveridge.
Yeah, thanks.
Green was on half-back flank, Watson on a half-forward flank. In the forward pocket. On Ayres.
Actually, that Thompson's doing a fairly good job.
That's a good play, Thompson.
Matthews had the better of him though in that quarter. Oh, he will nearly win their best and fairest. Don't be a bit surprised.
Got Duckworth. As we mentioned, not brilliant weather conditions here today, but a very good crowd. probably close to the 70,000 mark, between 67 and 70,000.
That's right, Pete, and I think the curator should be congratulated this ground because we've had a lot of rain this week and it's in just about perfect condition, isn't it?
It is indeed. Umpire Peter Cameron comes in to bounce the ball to start play in the second quarter of the 1985 second semi-final between Essendon and Hawthorn, the reigning premiers and favourites for the flag this year. Essendon leading by 8 points. Hawthorn, though, appear to have the advantage of what wind there is. It's coming from the south. It's a free kick to Essendon to start proceedings. It's their 11th up to half forward, knocked away by Mew. Chance for Brian Wood on the left half forward flank to pick the ball up. He's looking for a pass. By hand, he goes back to Watson, who wobbles the punt kick up towards full forward. Russo there for Hawthorn, Harvey over the back, and Russo playing in front comes out with the free kick. Russo from full-back looks for Green. Be a mark or free kick or whatever. Green goes for the hand pass to Loveridge, who fumbles, gets the free kick, and he got a whack high. Yep.
Must come behind the mark.
Might have been a bit lucky to get away with that, Pete. It was a bad fumble by Loveridge.
It was a bad fumble. The ball obviously still greasy, Lou, after the rain.
I reckon.
Wasn't the greatest hand pass, though, Lou.
And Buckenara missing the mark there. Allows Baker to roam free for Essendon. Baker's kick is long, up to half forward. Van der Haar at the back. Couldn't outmark Gary Ayres. Schwab goes for the hand pass, picked up by Handley. Handley goes towards the grandstand side and kicks it straight to Roger Merritt. One of Essendon's best players so far, and we expect him to be. Merritt from right half forward flank has kicked 2 goals so far for the Bombers. A big pack of players down there. Harvey robes it beautifully, almost caught. Could still be a goal. Dribbles through from behind.
I think we saw there the excellent play of Mark Harvey. Even though he was tackled and did not have a clue where the goals really were, he still had that little bit of sense to have a rough idea and put it along the ground towards goal, and it was almost a fluke goal.
Chris Mew, the ball clear of hand and foot, tries to get around Paul Salmon. He does so, and a long kick by the Hawthorn fullback up to the half-back line.
Well played by Kennedy. Taps the ball out. Byrne taps it on. He hasn't had a kick, but he's doing all right. The ruck, he got pushed in the back that time, and he'll get a free kick. So this will be Byrne's first kick for the game so far. That's providing he does kick it. Yes, he boots it long out towards that half-forward line. Punched away by Walsh again. He's got Brereton well covers. It comes back to Thompson. Matthews will have a go at him for sure. Got him, grabbed him high. So did Loveridge. Give him one to go on with 2. There's no messing about out there. I'm glad I'm up here as the ball is picked up by Green. He ducked, but it's holding the ball against him. He had nowhere to go that time, Russell Green. Bit of bad luck.
Good play by Essendon, though. They've got loose players everywhere.
Certainly have, as Williams picks it up now. A long hand pass to Timmy Watson. And the Dasher will go for a bit of a run. Then he goes for the long kick, looking for Van der Haar or Salmon. Salmon there, tapped it over to Van der Haar. Brilliant play. Picked up by Van der Haar. Comes back on the left foot. Not a good kick right across the face of goals. Coming in is Danaher. Got under that one. The ball punched back there. Handley overruns the ball. Kicks it off the ground out wide. Coming in to meet it now is Fowles. Gets around Buckenara pretty easily. Has a top shot at goal up to Salmon. At the back as Harvey flies. Couldn't hold the mark. He grabbed him by the leg that time, and Russell will get the free kick, but the umpires call play on. Playing the advantage rule, and a good safe mark here at half-back. Taken there by Russell Green, plus a 15-metre penalty, I would say, against Wood. That's a professional free kick, I would say, by the...
Not much doubt about that.
Let every player pick up his man down there for Essendon. Punched out by Duckworth. Coming in to meet it now is Thompson, showing a bit too much pace for Matthews. A good pass, and out there on that wing position is Williams. A long hand pass to Timmy Watson. He started to loom up as a danger with a beautiful pass. Over there to Danaher. Nearly went off the mark. He spotted Lester Smith, and he decided to go back for his kick. Now, he could easily kick it from this position.
I'm surprised to see Timmy Watson left on his own.
On his own, Bob, wasn't he? That's right.
Twice in a number of minutes, and you just cannot leave a player like Watson running around on his own.
Now, Danaher would be about 40 metres out from goal. He's kicked one. There it is on its way. Won't make the distance. Merritt flew up before acceptance at that time. That's out of bounds. Into this quarter by just on 4.5 minutes. It's Essendon 4 goals, 5-29 to Hawthorn 3-2-20.
The Hawthorn runner just out to Russell Green. I'm sure to tell him the same message.
Boundary throw in, right forward pocket for Essendon. Knocked down to Harvey. Chance for Merritt for goal number 3. Missed that one. Out of bounds again or behind. It's out of bounds, and we'll see a throw in. No, a free kick, of course, going to Hawthorn. Gary Ayres, who started off against Paul van der Haar, and obviously conceding a bit of height there. Van der Haar had 4 marks in the first quarter at the back. Byrne couldn't beat 3 of them. Madden got the hand pass out. It's taken up by Baker. Baker's kick is a high one. Green a little bit closer to Watson this time. Knocks the ball clear. Picked up by Russo, playing well for Hawthorn. The kick is astray though. Mark taken by Glenn Hawker. On to Folds. Around Buckenara. Up to half forward again for Essendon. Merritt and Lester Smith, who got one a little bit too high, and he'll take the free kick. So free kick's going Hawthorn's way this quarter, whereas they certainly went the Bombers' way in the opening term, and probably the ledger would be just about square at the moment. And Merritt saying, well, what did I do, mate?
Bob, the Bombers seem to have more loose players around about that centre area, don't they? They seem to be running wild down there.
I just think that Essendon are looking good at the moment, Lou, because they've always got 1 or 2 extra players around, and those loose men and generally because of well-placed players.
Langford, haven't seen much of him so far today. Handley, good turn of speed to get clear of Williams. He gets clear of Duckworth. Short kick, Matthews mark. Matthews left half forward flank, and Handley caught one. You'd never guess who. Same guy that got Wallace before.
Again, Tunstall here.
Pushing the back. Free kick will go to Weston. Is it going to Weston or Madden? Madden.
Young Handley would know that former Western Australians out there now, Pete.
Yes. So big part out there today, I tell you. Brian Wood, who's got the free kick at left half-back flank. Former Richmond skipper. In view of what's happened there in the last week, he's probably glad he's at Essendon. Merritt knocks the ball to ground. Hand pass to Loveridge. Too high by Clark. Poor tackle that. And Loveridge will take the free kick on right centre wing.
Chance now for Loveridge to go for a short pass. Lester Smith shaping up. Oh, there's a clash out there. Deep. Oh, they've gone over again. Deeply out a minute ago, and Merritt still at it as the ball is picked up by Walsh. He's grabbed by Burton, but gets it back there to Fold, but he's got nowhere to go but except over the boundary line. And it'll be a throw in about 45 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. They're trailing by 9 points into this quarter, the second, by just over 7 minutes. They're tapped out again. Scouting up well as Elshaw. This is dangerous right across the face of goals. Coming out to meet it now is Williams, but it'll beat him and the ball is out of bounds again. Still about 45 to 50 metres around from the Hawthorn goal.
Interesting to see the roving aspect. Handley following Williams everywhere, and Clark following Loveridge everywhere.
Ball back into play again. Byrne and Madden knocked out by Byrne. The umpire's found a free kick against Byrne on the shoulder to Madden. He gives a hand pass back there, a foolish one. Back to Hawker. Hawker gets it across goals to Walsh. He's playing well on top of Brown. He's played a great game for a fellow that's supposed to be a bit doubtful to injury. Picked up by Walsh. He gets a hurried kick, and it's found Wood out there on his own. A long hand pass. Coming over there to Thompson. Thompson with a short pass. There's these short men again. Weston down there on the forward line. They do this quite often. Shrugged his opponent off beautifully, Weston. A hand pass coming over to Watson. Where does he go? He has a snap at goal. Is he off target? He is. That's through for 1 point. I'll go along with you, Bob. They've got plenty of loose men on that side of the ground when they make that move around from that half-back line. As the Essendon interchange benches, the ball comes back into play with the difference 10 points in favour of the Bombers. Lester Smith has a go at Wood. Wood goes down. Did he get it too high? The umpire said he had no hope of getting rid of that. And they'll ball it up out there on the Essendon half-forward line about 65 metres out from goal. 10 points the difference. Into the quarter by just on 9 minutes. Well, there's a wrestle going on as Williams gets a hurried kick over the half-forward line. Van der Haar coming, he's grabbed it.
5 marks.
I think I'd start thinking about moving Ayres away from Van der Haar because he's well on top of him. He's already kicked 1 goal.
It's the way he's gone about it. He hasn't just kicked the 1 goal. He's looked dangerous right throughout.
Well, he's had Ayres in trouble right from the start, Bob.
Tall.
Deepy and Menigo coming off. Robertson to come on.
Van der Haar's shot at goal is through for a points roll. It was 2 sitters so far.
Well, I think that's evident. It's not easy to kick from that position, Pete. He's got the breeze coming right across. Goals are not easy to come by.
Salmon missed one at the other end from a similar distance out. Mew getting himself into a little bit of a mess here, but he finally gets clear of Salmon. He's well shepherded by Schwab. runs his full distance. The kick is long, up towards centre field. Brereton behind his man again, concedes the free kick to Gary Foulds. Or
Being shepherded away, Pete.
It's a shepherd he's paid. And so Brereton with the free kick. Only his second kick. He did kick a goal with the first, of course. Looking for Byrne. Can't take it. Thompson on top of Matthews in this quarter. Fumbles, runs into Dunstall on the shoulder. Looks for the hand pass. No. Decides to go with a kick.
I don't know who's minding Watson. He's been out there on his own all day.
Having a picnic, isn't he? He could set up a blanket and a hamper out there and still nobody had come near him. Pushing the back.
15-metre penalty too, Pete.
Yeah, well, I think that was a professional free kick. Clark. And Ayres takes the grab in front of Salmon. On to Mew. Doing a good job on Salmon so far. Schwab. Wallace. Wallace short of centre field. Looking for Buckenara. Takes the mark and gets a shove in the back. Nagel on and Wood off for Essendon.
That's possibly because DP Domenico went off, Pete.
Tit for tat on the coach's bench. Thompson comes out with the ball, gets it to Hawker. They're combining well, those two in defence. Free kick for holding the man.
No doubt a free kick and a 15 metres for mine. But
Well, Buckenara made no attempt to go for the ball then.
no, there was no doubt about the free kick.
Elshaw has to go back behind the mark, though.
In fact, I'm amazed that it wasn't a 15-metre penalty to Elshaw, because Buckenara showing his disgust afterwards. Exactly there.
Elshaw again. And running the ball out of defence well. Walsh. Baker. No, Weston it is. Onto Walsh. Onto Watson. He's picked up 1 million possessions so far. Onto Clark. At the half forward. Essendon looking good at the moment. Gallagher takes the mark. He just about get the distance with this kick too. Kicked a beautiful goal in the first quarter.
Clark off, Ezard on, Pete.
He's gone for a pass. Madden couldn't take the grab. Paddles the ball forward, only to see it picked up by Gary Ayres. A hurried kick back to centre field. Predictably, Essendon players everywhere. Elshaw again, he'll go long. Van der Haar can't take the grab.
Got him round the neck.
No, says the umpire. A stalemate, according to umpire Tony Bryant.
And Baker asking, what about my throat?
Let's watch it again. Did he put his head down, or was it too high? No attempt to get rid of the ball by the same token, but if you grab too high, it should be a free kick. Watson's got another kick. He's knocked up getting them today. Watson, fumble there by Morris for Hawthorn. Gets it back to Gary Ayres. Ayres' kick bounces over the boundary line, right forward pocket for Essendon.
Just on the 13-minute mark of this second quarter of the 1985 second semi-final. It's Essendon 4-7-31 to Hawthorn. 3 goals, 2-20. The ball out of bounds. About 40 metres around from the Essendon goal. Knocked out by Langford. Played on again. Kicked it off the ground. Smothered that time by Merritt. Back it goes to Danaher. A hurried kick back towards the forward pocket. But a good mark in defence by Lester Smith. He hasn't played a bad game again today, Bob.
Yes, but nonetheless, his opponent has already kicked 2 goals, Lou, and that being Merritt.
Nigel having a battle there. Nigel coming off the ground. The umpire playing the advantage rule. It would have been a free kick to Robertson. Ball driven up over half-forward line for Hawthorn. Matthews is clear of Thompson. He'll go the shot at goal. He could get this one. He has. And the old champ is really fighting back. What a player this guy is. Lethal Lee kicking a goal to make the difference now. 4-7-31. Essendon to Hawthorn. 4 goals, 2-26. He's a marvel, isn't he?
He read that beautifully with the slightly greasy conditions and judged that to perfection, as Thompson just misjudged it, but Thompson has done a good job late in this game, and you can't be critical of the odd mistake.
5 points the difference as we approach the 14-minute mark of the second quarter. Ball comes back to Williams. He's got no hope of getting out of that pack, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field again. 4 goals, 7-31 Essendon. They've had plenty of chances this quarter to be further ahead. They've missed a few easy shots to 4-2-26. Knocked out by Matt, but right into the arms of Lester Smith. Goes for the long kick over the half-forward line. Thompson and Matthews having a great duel again. Down goes Thompson. Tries to get out of the pack. It comes back to West, and he's dropped it. The ball tapped back there to Buckenara. Matthews down again. And they're throwing their weight around like nobody's. It's the fumble that time out there to Duckworth. Umpire set a free kick. I don't know what for.
Well, there was a free kick there. There was holding the man, but you know, nonetheless.
Picked up by Hanley, a putt shot at goal. This will be good. And the Hawks have hit the front by a point. That's his first. Great play by the young fellow, new recruit this year. 5 goals, 2:32 Hawthorn to Western 4:7:31 at the 15-minute mark of the second quarter.
And while that was going on, Salmon off the ground, Clark back on. Hanley from the boundary. What a beautiful kick, this one. And that's just what Hawthorn needed, but as I said, Salmon off, Van der Harder full forward. From the other angle, Robert Hanley. And the young left footer, a beautiful goal.
Back live, 15 and a half minutes gone. Free kick for holding the ball against Roger Merritt.
A little harsh, I felt.
Yes, we've seen worse than that, not penalised when players simply dive on it, but Robertson has the free kick for Hawthorn. Good mark to Madden at half-back. 15-metre penalty he's looking for, but he doesn't get one. Up to centre field, Langford, and tangles with Big Roger. So Merritt a little bit frustrated at the moment because he's given away a 15-metre penalty, or the side has.
Williams gave it away,
yes.
Pete.
Langford. Long kick from the centre circle. 2 Essendon talls are there, as David Parkin would perhaps describe them. And the mark is taken by Madden again. And Dermot Brereton putting on an Academy Award performance. Walsh. Baker, one-handed, can't mark it. Langford there again. Good play. Gets it out to Green. Neagle went down. Picked up by Langford. Langford short pass. Too long for Kennedy. Walsh is there. Oh, should have taken that one, but he butters up again. Great play from Russo. Great play from Walsh. Doing a good job at half-back. Good mark taken by Mew. Well out from full-back, as we mentioned, Salmon off the ground, out towards centre wing. Kennedy takes the mark. Short pass, Russo at the edge of the square. Onto Morris, he's a good long kick, this fellow. Brereton does the Shepherd. It's not a bad sort of a kick. It's there, it's 4 points. His first goal, and in fact Hawthorn's first 6 goals have been kicked by 6 different players. 6-2, 38 to 4-7, 31.
There's a wonderful play by Chris Mew. It was a lovely mark. And on replay now, we see it come out to Russo, the hand pass to Morris, and you'll see the goal. But it really started with Chris Mew coming out from full-back. A beautiful mark, going on with the business. And there's the player who really set that one up.
3 goals in 4 minutes to Hawthorn. Hawthorn by 7 points at the 17.5-minute mark.
Knocked out that time by Langford. Back to Elshaw, a hurried kick, but there's no one there for Essendon. Picked up by Russo, back to Ayres. Out there at half-back. Goes for the open spaces, looking for Loveridge. Watson's there with him too. Bit of a scuffle goes on, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre field.
Baker out of the centre loo, down to the forward line.
And Walsh has gone to the forward line, and let's see who's down in defence at his place. They certainly switch him around, Essendon. Watson with a hurried kick. Danaher, I think, is playing at centre half-back. Picked up now by Green out there at half-back. A hurried kick. It falls a bit short, and the ball is out of bounds again once on the centre wing position.
Merritt at centre half-back on Brereton.
Merritt at centre half-back. I don't know why they moved that, because Walsh was well on top of Brereton.
Probably that little bit of frustration by Merritt, Lou, and maybe to try and relieve the pressure off him for a little while.
Langford against Madden. Langford got the tap down. Picked up by Elshaw again. A hurried kick back towards half-forward. The pack fly. And Nillia marked to Baker. He couldn't hang on to it long enough. Picked up by Swab. A hand pass comes back as he tussles there with Williams, pulling each other's hair. Down goes Ezard. The ball cleared away by Hanley, but it's a bad kick and marked here by Hawker. That's the two I was talking about. Ezard having a bit of a go with Lovers. They were pulling each other's hair before, like a couple of girls. So it's a mark out there now to Hawker. Hawker's kick is over the half-forward. Not a good kick. Danaher comes in. Clashes there with Elshaw. They both lost sight of it. Picked up by Morris. A quick hand pass to Green. Hawthorn looking a lot better since those last couple of goals came on. Pushed out again, that time by Nobby Clark, and the ball is out of bounds. Once again on the centre wing position.
Clark now in the back pocket on Matthews. Thompson in the centre on Wallace.
OK, quite a few changes for the Bombers. 4-7-31 Essendon to Hawthorn in front. 6-2-38, a difference of 7 points in favour of the Hawks. Well, both ruckmen missed that. Hawker's kick was smothered. Back it comes to Ezard. He goes over. Another ball up on that centre wing position, so we've got a bit of a stalemate here. Waiting for a ball up. Been a pretty tough game, Bob.
It certainly has, Lou. It's been a typical final.
Only with this ball up. Langford against Madden. Knocked out by Langford again. Brereton goes down. A fumble by Russo. Another stack up, and of course, as I said before, play held up on this centre wing position for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Into the quarter by 20 minutes. It's still 7 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn.
Bounce on the centre wing. Langford won that one, gets it down to Russo, but he couldn't handle it. Now he's got a second chance, misses out likewise. Izzard, short kick back towards centre field, centre wing, knock away by Madden. Watson again, Essendon's best player in my book, onto Harvey. Harvey just wide of the circle. Looks for a pass, Van der Haar and Mew.
Got him in the back.
Well, technically correct, but Tiggy Touchwood. Van der Haar, as Bob mentioned, moved to half forward. He's gone for a hand pass to Neagle. It wasn't a good one. Neagle will get out of it. But not a good hand pass by Van der Haar, and Gary Ayres perhaps appreciating being moved away from him, looking for a 15-metre penalty again, but not there that time.
Lost a little bit of concentration as to this particular stage of the match, Pete.
Yes, they looked good in the opening few minutes of this quarter, but Hawthorn came back with 3 goals in 4 minutes. Kennedy a little bit slow to get rid of it. Down goes Madden, picked up by Wallace, dispossessed quickly. In goes Harvey. Little science in that, Mark Harvey. Wallace onto Kennedy. Lovely pass. Brereton at half forward takes the mark. Too far out to score. Has gone long. Burners down there for Hawthorn. Can't take it. Matthews gets clear. The ball has plenty of topspin on it though, and bounces over the boundary line pretty quickly. A boundary throw in left forward pocket for Hawthorn at the main scoreboard end. Still amazes me, Bob, why they'd shift Walsh off Brereton, because you never move a winner.
I was about to say, Lou, I think Brereton might appreciate Walsh being taken away.
Byrne folds. Williams. Williams' kick is high, close to the boundary line, out of bounds, I think so. Free kick to Hawthorn, left half forward flank, a long way from goal though for Morris. Morris kicked a beautiful goal in this term earlier. Good mark by Madden. He's taken plenty of those today, 6 to be precise. Hand pass onto Elshaw. Essendon going the long way home, but they've usually got plenty of loose men. Here's one of them. It's Thompson, gets clear of Robertson, does he? Only just. Lovely balk back towards centre wing, and Robertson at Green rather, too late to stop Watson taking the mark. And Watson knocking up getting possession so far. 15 possessions so far, and Green letting one go there on Watson.
Nagle now taking it.
He started on the bench, Nagle. He'll be very keen to do well. Nagle's kick is long up towards full forward. Great mark, Morris.
He's played a fair game again today, this young fellow, hasn't he?
He's played an excellent game, Lou. And we talk about players of the future. He certainly is.
Morris gets a 15-metre penalty, doesn't worry about it, gets it on to Mew. In turn, he gets it back to Schwab.
And good play on the part of the Hawthorn defence out there towards Kennedy's grabbed the mark. Got Hawker off balance. It's allowed him to get free. Looking for Matthews. Nobby Clark goes with the punch. He won't take a chance against the old Lethal Lee. And the ball is out of bounds, about 45 metres around from the Hawthorn goal.
Lovely off deep here to Minico on.
Difference now 7 points in favour of Hawthorn. Into the quarter by just on 24 minutes. Byrne and Madden. Madden got the tap down, trying to get through the pack. That time was Buckenara. A hand pass comes out. That time from Fowles, right on the boundary line. Kennedy taps it on. The ball is out of bounds.
Duckworth to full forward or forward pocket, whatever you like, Lou, but he's coming down to the forward line and just quite picked up where Van der Haar is at the moment, but he's certainly not on the forward line.
I think, yeah, I'll tell you what I'd be doing. I'd put Walsh back the centre half back. He certainly had Brereton well covered. He was doing pretty well as an attacking half back flanker, or centre half back. Ball a hurried kick back, but the umpires found a free kick. I think it'll go to Welshaw out there at half forward. He's picked up quite a few kicks, this fella too. He's had 10 kicks and 2 hand passes. That's 12 possessions so far. And we're running to this game by just on 24 and a half minutes. And Hawthorn lead by 7 points, and they certainly came back because the Bombers were going great guns up until about a quarter of an hour ago. Madden's mark is a hand pass coming over now to Hawker. But up it goes now. No one. Oh, an easy mark dropped that time by Ayres. Duckworth, the hand pass to Harvey. He's grabbed, he dropped it. The umpire called play on, and rightly so. Back it goes to Duckworth again. A snap at goal. Will it make the distance? It bounces the wrong way and through for 1 point. He's an amazing player, this Duckworth. He looks as slow as a snail, but by golly, he picks up a kick, particularly when they put him to attack sometimes.
He's a goer, Lou. He's a goer.
Ball out there now. There's a free kick and a 15-metre penalty against Duckworth, getting into the back of Morris after he took the mark. As I said before, this is a pretty tough match out there today. Chance now for Kennedy to mark. He doesn't drop those one. Takes a good mark out there on the centre wing position. Still 7 points the difference. Kennedy's kick is over the half-forward line. Chance for Merritt. No, it's, Danaher that's got the mark. I'd like to know where these blokes are playing. They've got them all over the place at the moment, Essendon.
I think you'll find Danaher is now at centre-half back and Merritt back on the forward line.
Well, there we see Walsh taking that mark. Kicks the ball long down there towards the forward pocket. Duckworth coming in again. The crowd, the Hawthorn crowd in particular, not too happy with this guy. He's the big bad wolf, but he's certainly a great team man. And whenever he hits a player, his other players or his teammates seem to run 10 foot tall. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Merritt against Langford. Knocked out by Langford, picked up by Ezard. Looking for Timmy Watson, but the back is Mew. And no, he couldn't hold the mark. He goes down, they get into his back, and the umpire said he'll take a free kick at the full-back position. That could have been
good luck.
Bit each way, that one.
No doubt.
But Mew doing a great job down there at full-back. Well, possibly the best full-back in the league without any shadow of doubt. Over it goes to Russo. He goes down. Coming in again, Mew was to correct his mistake, and the ball is kicked long out there towards the wing position. They all fly. No one can hold the mark. Di Pierdomenico with a beautiful hand pass to Kennedy. Shrugs his opponent off. Goes for a long kick, but there we see Danaher in the way. He's crushed heavily to the ground by Brereton. Going across now to give a bit of a hand there is Vanderhaar. There he is down there, Bob, as the ball comes out to Hawker. A short pass out to Nobby Clark. Takes the ball out there at half-back. Oh, he copped one a bit heavy, but it's okay. Had to go back at Robertson. So there's no big partners out there in this match, Pete.
And the Essendon defence tightened up in the last 10 minutes or so. After Hawthorn struck a purple patch midway through the term. Loose ball half-forward Essendon. Green breaks one tackle, gets around Baker, an attempted trip. Bad hand pass from Green, though. Gets it back to Morris. Morris's hand pass a little bit better to Lester Smith. Lester Smith chips it in short to half-forward. Brereton takes the mark in front of Danaher. Or did he? Yes, he has been paid.
It's not often you find a player who's had 3 kicks in a key position have 3 opponents.
That's right.
No,
it's amazing,
unusual.
really.
There's the siren for half-time. Just as Hawthorn swing into attack. A low-scoring game, perhaps predictably in view of the conditions.
Essendon did not score a goal for the quarter.
They started the quarter with 4-4, finished up with 4-8. Hawthorn 6-2, 38 at half-time, leading Essendon 4-8, 32.
Well, it amazes me, Bob, that the Bombers weren't going that bad. They had control of that game for half that second quarter, yet they moved those players all over the place. I just think that the coach was making irrational moves.
Well, I think we did comment, Lou. And we did say that Essendon were playing the better football, but they just were not putting the screw on the board. And maybe if they'd just settled down that little bit more, maybe they would have. But we found, as I said, Brereton only 3 kicks for the half, and yet he's had 3 opponents. Walsh taking him apart. And I thought the basic principle of football was never to change a winner.
Never.
And, not just football, Bob, surely.
So Walsh moving to the forward line, still doing okay, but what it did do, we have seen a great game by Mew at the full-back, that causing Salmon to go off the ground. But nonetheless, we do see at half-time, Hawthorn on 6 goals to 38, Essendon 4 goals, 8, 32.
How long have we got, mate?
All right.
Let me get over here now. Tough game. I don't think I'll put that here again, right? I will. I will. I think you might have him, Pete. Any coach that changes the side around, I've just got to be a dingbat. Like, there's only 7 points in front. He's moved every bloody play you can think of. It's unbelievable.
Didn't help them much. They didn't score a goal for the quarter. As
Well, but they were still 7 points behind. They still had all the fun. They got 2 quick goals and they all threw the sponge in. You'd never move. That's what you said. That's a good remark you made. There's a bloke only had 3 kicks match. He had 3 opponents. God, strike me.
Go around the back of your seat, Brett. Yes, Don. Whew.
Yep.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
What's that? Well, I misread you. I thought you said pause, then carry on. Yes, I did. Don, if you growl at me again, I'll go home.
Is that a threat or a promise?
I thought I did pause.